10 rare body features only 1% of people have. We are all humans and we all look the same, more or less. We all have 2 hands, legs, eyes and ears. All people in the world are different and are unique. 5 billion people in the world and 7.5 billion different fingerprints. Still, there are some rare body features that only 1% of people have across the world. These are features seen in 1 among the 7 billion people on the face of the earth. Alright, let's dive in. Number 10, Gary Turner. The man with the stretchiest skin, most people know him by Elastic Man. He is the individual with the stretchiest skin. He can extend his skin with no pain. Gary Turner set the Guinness World Record for the stretchiest skin in the world back in 1999. He actually holds this title to date. When he was born, the midwife said that he had free skin and it was a solitary sign about his condition. Specialists sorted out that his stretchy skin was because of an exceptionally uncommon and outrageous case of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This is a genetic disorder of connecting tissues that influence tendons, skin, and inward organs. In this condition, the collagen which reinforces and decides the flexibility of skin becomes deficient, which prompts the loosening of skin and different issues. Number 9, Rodriguez Hernandez. The man from Venezuela with the biggest feet in the world. With a foot size of 16 inches and 26 size shoes, it won't be easy for him to get in the correct shoe size for his big 16-inch foot. It was around his 9th birthday celebration that Jason understood his feet were bigger than his friends. They would frequently compare sizes with Jason, proving to be the best each time. Nonetheless, he was frequently teased for the size of his feet as well. He struggled to discover shoes his size in his home city of Marrake, so he had to wear shoes made of old tires and textures before master shoemaker George Wessels offered his assistance. Thanks to the Guinness World Record that commercial shoemakers are happy to make shoes that fit his feet. Number 8, David Rassuth. A man with 28 fingers and toes is a man with 7 fingers on each of his hands in each foot. He is the only one in his family who was born with extra fingers and toes. His condition is relatively common, but it's rare to have 28 fingers and toes. Born with a condition called polydactylism. His name is also in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest number of fingers and toes in the world. Being a carpenter, he faces many difficulties in routine life because of his extra fingers and toes. He's always cautious while cutting wooden pieces. He never finds slippers of his size, as a result of which his extra fingers and toes always get scratched and rubbed on the road while moving. Number 7, everyone knows about Popeye and his huge arms and his ability to smash things. But those are in cartoons, and in reality, there's also someone who has an extra big arm. Matthias Hellboy Schlitz has a rare genetic defect that made the bone in his right forearm 33 inches and bigger than a normal-sized left arm. Of course, he's taking advantage of his huge left arm. Mattis has been a very successful professional arm wrestler for over a decade, but actually he was laughed out by other professionals wanting to get into the sport because he doesn't weigh as much as the normal professional arm wrestler, but most of his competitors never stood a chance against him. Number 6, Jeff Dave has truly very large hands and his arms are also exceptional, very large. He's been given the nickname Popeye because of his huge forearms and hands. Jeff David's monster forearms measure 49 cm in a circuit with a strongman fit for holding a basketball in each hand. From the time he was born, there was something other than what's expected about Jeff. In spite of the fact that there was nothing explicit that specialists could highlight. He had hands that were strangely enormous for a baby. Despite not having the option to discover a reason, things would just proceed from that point, with his forearms likewise expanding in size. In the end, he would turn into a totally mature man with forearms that were greater than what few people can make artificially. As you can imagine, he's been a professional arm wrestler since 1908. Booty Cassandra Angie from India. She is the world's shortest living woman, born on December 16, 1993 in Nagpur, India. Vote was of normal height until she arrived at the age of 5, as indicated by her mom, Rajana. However, by then it became clear that some sort of disorder was hampering her growth. It accordingly arose that she has a type of dwarfism called achondroplasia and won't ever develop past a specific height. Number 5, Yoti. From the age of 4, Yoti attended school alongside regular-sized children, although she was provided with a desk and chair more appropriate for her small size. Similarly, as with all record holders of extraordinary size, Yoti's height was taken various times. An average reading is then calculated. This is because that spine pressure makes the body's height fluctuate throughout the span of 24 hours. She was discovered to be 2 foot 7 inches tall, making her marginally shorter than the past record holder 2 foot inches. Bridget Jordan from the USA for Sultan Kulson is a Turkish man who holds the Guinness World Record for the tallest living male at 251 cm 8 foot, 282 inches. Cousin's growth resulted from the condition acromegaly caused by a tumor affecting his pituitary gland. Due to his condition, he uses crutches to walk in. Cousin couldn't finish his schooling due to his tallness. He worked as part-time as a farmer. He described the advantages of being tall as having the option to see a significant distance and having the option to assist his family with domestic works. For example, changing lights and hanging curtains. He's one among the only 10 men in history to measure over 8 foot tall as being this tall. Of course, he finds difficulties in finding perfect dresses and shoes for his huge size. Number 3, Adrienne Lewis. She has the world's longest tongue. For example, with gifts having the option to contact her nose, jaw, elbow and eye with almost no assistance, her tongue gauges in at 4 inches or 10.16 cm. After a new photograph of Adrienne's tongue became a web sensation, she was in contact with the Guinness Book of World Records after already being declined multiple times to see whether she is the new champion. The past massive record tongue holder is Nick Stoll-Hero at 3.9 inches. Adrienne seems to think that both her adoration for staying her tongue out as a youngster and her hereditary qualities generally assume a part in her snake-like member. Number 2, Byron Schlenker. Guinness has many different ways to measure things. We've already shown you the longest tongue. Byron doesn't have the longest tongue, but he has the widest tongue. It's an unimaginable 337 inches wide tongue. Once scrolling through the copy of Guinness World Records, Schlenker saw a page featuring an Australian man with the world's widest tongue. He decided to see if his tongue was wider. According to the New York Post, his daughter measured his tongue and soon he was contacting Guinness. The wide tongue runs in the family. Schlenker's daughter holds the widest tongue record with a woman at 289 inches. Number 1, Isaac Johnson from Minnesota. Looks like your neighborhood teenager until the moment he opens his mouth. He has the Guinness World Record for biggest mouthgate. He could open his mouth so wide that some people think it's animated. No wonder if they thought so because his mouth is 3.67 inches wide.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.